So it turns out Nice Bus has been ripping people off. Yes, ripping people off because they are losing a double free transfer option due to the new Omny system that was put in place. Now, when you had Metrocard, and even when there was Metrocard, there were some complaints about it too, where they split the routes and people basically get off the subway and they want to take the 24 or the 22 east, and they have to transfer to the eastern leg of it, and they get a second transfer. Well, now with the Omny, that's lost. And this was actually a concern that was voiced to Nice Bus previously by Charlton, who was at one of the meetings about the fare hike. And so Nice Bus probably most likely knew about this. And they're not telling anyone about it. And now people are finding this out. So it says there's a picture of a fare increase sign. There's an article from Newsday. It says a glitch in the Nice Bus new fare payment system is causing some customers to pay twice as much to complete their trips, riders and officials said. Of course, News 12 didn't cover this. Only Newsday has an article, of course. The problem is affecting riders whose commutes require taking 2 Nassau buses and a subway. Previously, riders using a Metrocard could complete that trip paying 1 fare and receiving 2 free transfers. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority stopped selling Metrocards in December as it migrated to its new fare payment system, Omny, which allows riders to pay with the tap of a phone, Omny card, or contactless credit or debit card. After years of delays, the Nassau Intercounty Express, or NICE, finally adopted Omny in January, at the same time as the cost of a bus ride increased to $3 from $2.90. Although NICE and MTA officials promoted Omny as a major improvement over the Metrocard, customers switching between NICE and MTA buses or subway soon discovered that they were no longer receiving 2 free transfers. This wasn't disclosed to them at all. Switching buses at the Mineola Intermodal Center to get to his security job at Roosevelt Field, guard job at Roosevelt Field, Louis Simon of Jamaica said the glitch has doubled the cost of his daily commute from $6 to $12. Yeah, unbelievable. All right, ripping people off, and they're especially screwing people in the middle of the island with this because they split the 22 and the 24, which they never should have done in the first place. Bad enough to split the 20 as well, but splitting the 2024 is just ridiculous, and especially the 22 and splitting it at Mineola instead of Roosevelt Field. A lot of people go to Roosevelt Field, but they want to screw us in the middle of the island. All right. Now it costs me twice as much monthly to get to work than it did before, said Simon, 37, who has run into other problems using Omny, including fare reading devices rejecting payment and being overcharged for some trips. And I had my own problem with Omny that I made in a post. For some reason, the card was supposed to automatically refill when it gets below a certain amount. It didn't do that. And when I got on a bus, it was empty. And, of course, the way Omny works is, and it's great technology, but it just says go or it says invalid card, and that's it. So it said invalid card. It didn't say that I had insufficient pounds. I had to go on the website. Meanwhile, the bus driver would not let me ride for free, and I had to find another way to pay. Luckily, I still had the Nice Go Mobile that I had, but it said, aware of the problem. Nice, which serves about 80,000 riders a day, acknowledged the problem and said that they were working on a fix, according to spokesman Mark Smith. The ultimate intent is still to offer 2 transfers, Smith said. We became aware of the issue with transfers, which was traced to a programming error by the technology provider during the transition, and immediately began working with them to identify the problem. The MTA introduced Omny in 2019 as the successor to the 30-year-old Metrocard. In addition to allowing riders to pay for their trip with the tap of a phone or card, the new system comes with other benefits, including automatic fare capping that allows customers to ride for free after paying for 12 rides in a 7-day period. It's funny, when I look at my thing, I don't think I got the fare capping. I'm supposed to get that. I'm going to have to look at that again. But the MTA has run into numerous problems with the technology from Cubic, which was hired for $772 million to develop Omny. Among the issues were lengthy delays in the rollout of the new fare system on MTA-affiliated transit providers like NICE, which was initially expected to have Omny in place by 2020. Neither officials with Cubic nor the MTA responded to requests for comment. And Passengers United is mentioned in this article. Charlton D'Souza, president of Passengers United, a transit rider advocacy group, said the loss of a second free transfer for Nassau bus customers is the latest evidence of NICE's rollout of Omny being botched. Some people are now paying $12 a day to commute. That's crazy, said D'Souza, who has been hit with the double fare. At that point, people might as well take the railroad. And yeah, it's ridiculous, and they're screwing people in the middle of the island in particular, because the 4 never was split. The 4 was never split. Everybody going to the South Shore, they're not getting screwed, but people in the middle of the island are getting screwed. This is done on purpose. All right, I believe anyway. All right, because the NICE is corrupt, and it's all part of the bigger plan to ruin the middle of the island, as you know. So it said, before boarding an N20 bus at Mineola on Wednesday, Milton Valenzuela said that he wasn't aware of the lost free transfer, but would have to find a way to afford the extra fare if it came to that. Uber and things like that are really expensive, said Valenzuela. It's supposed to be that the bus is cheaper, and now the difference is becoming less. And I think it's ridiculous. Honestly, I think people should just, if they're coming off the 22 and 24 and they got to transfer, just refuse to pay. Refuse to pay until they fix this. All right? Most drivers and most companies, except for NICE, of course, because they really look. I don't support beating the fare, but in this case, I think that the bus drivers should back the hell off. All right, people are coming off the 24 and 22. They should not have to pay again. That's ridiculous. All right, that is discrimination right then and there. That you're making people pay again. Meanwhile, people going to Rockville Center don't have to pay again. That's discrimination. I'm sorry, but that's clear discrimination. All right, but it's all part of what's going on. And NICE most likely knew about this. And look, you could go to the NICE website. They're not mentioning this at all. There's no mention. There's no mention. It's under alerts. There's no mention. They're not telling people about this. They're just talking about the storm, passenger inflow, winter schedules, fares and passes, Omny, all that stuff. So obviously, yeah. Let's see if they have an alert on any of this about the. I guess we can go to fares and passes. Learn more about fares and passes. Let's see. They don't really say anything about Omny here. All right. They're not saying anything about them not accepting Omny. All right. Not giving a transfer. They don't say anything about this. And they don't have any Omny. And they don't have any Omny machines at Hempstead either. You have to go to a store, which I think is ridiculous. How do you not have Omny machines at Hempstead? That's more discrimination right there. All right. So this is what it says. So this is Omny. So transfers are accepted on all NICE, but they don't mention anything about this. There's another little caveat with Omny too, as well. See if it's in here as well. There's another caveat. I don't know where it is. Let's see where it is. Oh, all right. The South Shore Mini does not accept Omny. All right. Let's see. So it does not accept Omny. Yeah, let's see if it does accept Omny. I don't see Omny listed here. It says Metrocard is accepted, but I don't see anything about Omny being accepted. So it's another way they're ripping people off. So people are going to think they can transfer to this, and they can't. I don't see Omny being listed here at all. So it doesn't say Omny is coming soon to Mini. Coming soon. So maybe it is accepted, but it certainly doesn't say it here. All right. And of course the schedule changes they made. They added some service to the N15. All right. Yeah, they added some service. All the service additions went to the South Shore, of course. 15 now has show you how good they've got it now on a weekday. It's really like a bus every 15 minutes here. So again, this is the kind of service you get on the South Shore because that's all Bruce Blakeman cares about. So it's all about that, supporting that economy while destroying our economy in the middle of the island. And this all is part of it. So that's all I got to say. But thanks to Passengers United, they've been getting involved. They've been speaking about this for a while. And NICE knows about it, but they didn't. They still didn't. There was a pretty lengthy interview, but a lot of it was they really didn't really have a whole lot of quotes from Passengers United here, of course. And as soon as they release their video, I will link it to this video so you can watch that one as well about this. I think it's absolutely preposterous. But this is just another reason why Nice Bus is not nice, and it's why we need to bring MTA Long Island Bus back. You know that's the way I feel. I'm never going to change my opinion on that. I have another video about Nice being pretty nasty when it comes to Able Ride customers, too, that I'll work on as well, hopefully this weekend. Of course, we've got other things going on, the storm. So, but anyway, that's what's going on with Nice Bus, ripping people off. Honestly, they should be investigated. Governor Hochul, who's always full of crap, should be investigating Nice Bus. All right, she should be investigating Bruce Blakeman, but she's a hypocrite. All right, she doesn't want to do any of that. All right. Honestly, I think the state should come in and take over. All right, that's what I think. All right, the hell with Nassau County. All right, that's the way I feel. Right, and to bring Long Island Bus back. Wouldn't have these problems if we had Long Island Bus, and things would be so much better in so many ways. This was a mistake in 2012, and it's a mistake now. The only way we get proper bus service in Long Island, in Nassau County in particular, is to bring MTA Long Island Bus back and stop this nonsense.